How do I explain to my husband to stop ignoring our height difference? So my 23F husband, 32M, have quite a height difference. I'm 5'3" and he's 6'2". While that makes for an adorable-looking couple, living together is driving me insane. We just moved to a new place. I never noticed this issue before because our previous house was quite small and didn't have many high cabinets. But the new place is pretty big and has some really high cabinets in most of the rooms, and even the topmost shelf in the lower cupboards are out of reach for me. When we moved in, I was responsible for all the drilling, fitting, tiling. General handy woman work cause I'm good at it, and he was in charge of unpacking. Well, all my stuff is in the topmost cabinets that I can't reach. Everything: clothes, coffee, towels, makeup. So I moved them all down to a more reachable spot, and the next day they were back up there. I keep telling him I can't reach things that high and just laughs it off as, "Aw, you're so tiny and adorable," but it's really starting to get on my nerves. It sucks to constantly have to reach for things or use a step stool to reach my stuff. I'm not super duper short and I've never had a problem like this before. I just wanna reach my stuff, damn it. So how do I get him to understand this without blowing up at him, cause if I have to jump to reach my coffee one more time someone's gonna get hurt. Edit. Thanks for everyone who commented. Apart from that one person who went way off on a tangent, THKGS aren't that deep, yo. The problem is resolved now. All I have to say is he wasn't being malicious in any way, he's just very tidy and has his own logic for how he does things. When I explained my side of it, he got it and we worked out a whole new system, so yay, happy ending. To people commenting on the age gap, no, he never belittles my ideas, opinions because I'm younger. In fact, he always asks me for advice when making difficult decisions and almost always acts on it. I wrote this post cause I was just tired and wigged out and I couldn't reach my coffee, and I got angrier about it than I should. It was a tiny thing with an easy solution. I don't wanna give bad advice here, but sometimes you gotta blow up when they don't take you seriously. Show him this post. He is moving your stuff deliberately. I cannot see the fun side to that. No one moves my stuff. I have a system and no one messes with it in my house. Point of fact, I am 5'4" and nothing useful gets put out of reach, as that would negate the point of lower shelves. Maybe keep asking your husband to stop what he's doing to get the stuff for you. See how he likes being interrupted constantly to fetch you things. If he objects, complains, you can just say, "Then don't put my things out of my reach." Maybe that'll get the point across. Cheeky smiley face. Wait, he's moving your belongings that only you use, like makeup, to a higher shelf? And that's an accident. My husband did this until he caught me standing on the counter. We have the same problem at my place. I am 6'4" and my wife is 5'2". I am sure it's been said 100 times, but the solution for her was a $10 steppy BG stool from IKEA, more than one actually. Strategically placed around the house. Now my problem still stands. She tucks things away with her tiny T-Rex arms in low to the ground places, and it's always just out of sight from my vantage point on my gigantic brontosaurus neck. Dude, I am not joking. Stop moving my shit. Last warning. PPL on this sub be like, leave him, he is abusive. You could try sitting down with him and explaining to him that you literally can't reach and it's problematic for you, or you can do the fun version and start putting his stuff in the bottom cabinet. Seriously though, try to explain that it's actually a problem for you, not some cutesy thing he should laugh at. He doesn't appreciate your height issue, so perhaps put it in terms he could relate to. Move all his stuff to the lowest possible points, he'll soon get annoyed with bending or crouching. He is being incredibly disrespectful by saying things like, "You're so tiny and adorable," and essentially disregarding your concerns. That is something people do to children. You are not a child. I had the same issue when moving to the new house with my 6'6" partner, and he didn't realize, so every single time I needed something that he had placed in a higher place I would call him to do it. Every single time. After 2 days I sat him down and explained that instead of calling him every single time to have him passing me what I needed, it's time to rearrange the house together. It worked. They do find it cute, however they don't understand the hurdles we go through. I am not as short, being 5'8", but the struggle is real in some of the higher shelves. When he realized, he apologized and was super sweet about it. Is just if they needed to go to the lowest of the drawer at all times to get at their belongings. Eventually they would end with back pains. This stuff gives me the creeps. You're a grown woman. You're not adorable. That's what you say about children. Just a pet peeve. Has nothing to do with your husband. Call him every time you need something. He'll move the stuff back down himself. Sounds like an issue to sort out before marriage. Posts such as these remind me of how unreasonable this sub is. Lol. Thank you op for being reasonable here and being an adult about the conversation. The highest rated posts are essentially, you need to blow up, and, he's intentionally moving just your stuff, how do you handle that? It might be a case of he wants to feel needed by you. Just speculation. He may put your belongings up high because he wants you to ask for his help. At the end of the day, it's still not cute or efficient. But it's just another idea to add to your pile. He's being very disrespectful by not taking you seriously and putting your things back up into higher cabinets. I saw you mentioned in another comment that he's very patient and doesn't mind at all when you keep asking him to take things down for you. Have you considered that maybe he wants that? Not sure if he wants you to be dependent on him or wants to feel like you need his help. It could be about making him feel masculine. Regardless, tell him explicitly that you need to talk, sit him down, and tell him what you said in this post. Shut him down if he starts laughing at you and tell him he's being disrespectful and insensitive. If being firm doesn't work, you'll have to blow up. You guys are adults, you should be able to have a proper conversation about stuff like this. Next time you bring it up to him and he laughs it off, just tell him that you need to be able to reach your stuff in your own. Be honest and tell him how you feel, that you are a grown-as adult and that you don't want to have to rely on someone else just to be able to reach your own belongings in your own house. Hell, make it into a joint exercise to rearrange things and find more suitable places for your stuff, that way you can make sure you have a system that works for both of you. I'm blown away that it took 100 comments to say, talk to him about it. I just came for the red flag, grooming, patriarchal, accusations. I was gonna say be petty and put everything in a ground cabinet rolling on the floor laughing. Remove all the shelves that are too high for you to reach. Words are not working. If this is too extreme, maybe someone has another suggestion. If constructive conversation is being ignored, then blow up. Move the seat in his car to your adjustment. When he complains, tell him, now you know how I feel when you keep moving stuff too high for me. Tell him off when he disrespects you, calling you tiny and adorable. Thanks for sharing, and I'll keep this in mind when I move in soon with my partner. We have the same height difference and I'm the tall one. Storing items on reachable shelves is not a criterion I'm used to considering. Cheers for handling it well between the two of you. My husband and I have almost exactly the same height difference and he's super OCD about how things are put away, so we had a similar problem in the beginning. I asked him to move the items I use the most lower and he complied for the most part, but was really stubborn about a few things. So I started asking him to stop what he was doing and hand me what I needed every single time, and he soon got the hint. I'm in a very similar situation to you, being 5 feet married to a 6 feet 1 inch. He sometimes cannot fathom how it is being as short as I am, so I often have to tell him to squat to my level to get a perspective and then try to reach C, etc. It sounds like you resolved your current issue, but maybe ask him to do this if the height thing comes into play again. Don't get a step stool, call him to get it for you. Every single time, regardless of what he's doing. I have a similar height difference in my relationship. Except I'm 5'1". My partner keeps all of his things in the top shelves cupboards. Also hides things up there and sometimes on top of the fridge as a joke. My suggestion would be to move all of his things to the lowest points in your house. At 6'2" I'm sure it's a real pain to bend down. When I explained my side of it, he got it and we worked out a whole new system, so yay, happy ending. Often I wish that people posting on this sub were more aware of this possibility in relationships and less focused on the red flag, run side of life. Thanks for your edit. Good work. Grandmother is 5 feet 0 inches and grandfather is 6 feet 2 inches, and he built her several step stools throughout the house to help her. Sounds like me and my boyfriend. I'm 5 feet 3 inches and he's 6 feet 3 inches. We try to keep most frequently used things on lower shelves and lesser used things up higher. We do keep our sheet pans up high, only place they fit, so if he's not home, I have to use a chair to get to them. You need to sit down and have a serious conversation with him. You don't need to tell or anything, as that just shuts someone off or pushes them away. Be assertive and direct. Stand your ground. You got this. When it is time to buy a house, make sure it fits your needs too. I'm tall and love shorter women. This problem has a very simple solution. Every time you need something that's out of reach, you call him to give you a hand. Every time, 100+ times a day, the more you annoy him the better. He'll learn very quickly. Listen here, you dumb ass. This is no joke. One time my boyfriend dumped me over me bringing up his crap behavior. He's done this lots, and I just ignored him for a solid month. He never reached out. But by the end of the month he spewed back everything I had brought up to him that I didn't like, pretty much verbatim, and he finally understood and has done so much better. Toss his crap into the deepest and lowest cabinet space, see how he likes the struggle. Do it until he stops doing it to you. I still haven't figured out if some men are just too dumb to comprehend what we are saying, or they just need a reason to take us seriously. My partner put my stool on top of the kitchen cupboards last week to keep it out of reach of our toddler. God damn it. And we've lived together for 10 years. I'm 6 and my girlfriend is 5'1". I hide chocolate by putting it on the top shelf in the kitchen. This worked for years, until last weekend I heard a WTF. There's chocolate here. I ran in the kitchen and she was standing on a chair looking in the cabinet. The cabinets have a deep back, so not easy to see the back unless you are at eye level with it. I guess the jig is up. This could have been written by me 10 years ago. My husband unpacked all the cabinets when we moved in while I was doing other stuff. I'm 5 feet 6 inches and he's 6 feet 5 inches, but he comes from a family of giants whose home has high ceilings, countertops and cabinets to accommodate them. This lead to him a not really thinking of himself as that tall and b think even our highest shelves were low. It was super annoying and he kept saying he'd get it round to rearranging. Then while home alone, I had a seconds count level emergency in which I needed something on a shelf I couldn't reach and just grabbed the nearby broom and started knocking shit off the shelf until the thing I needed fell down. Those cabinets were reorganized the minute he got home. I'm 5'9" and my wife is 4 feet 10 inches. I have no problems putting things lower for her, but she has no issue getting a step stool either. Just move his stuff to really low places hard for him to reach. Then he can see how annoying it is. Can I say I completely understand? I'm 5'2", hubby 6'3", deadpan face. We both cook, bake a lot, so we have lots of pots and pans and not enough of storage. So hubby has taken to putting stuff on top of the cabinets. There is about a foot of space between the top of the cabinets and ceiling. Great idea for him, he can reach stuff without even stretching. Whereas I need a ladder. To make him understand how hard things are for me, I rearranged everything he owned on the floor and bottom shelves. He got tired of bending down after 5 malanes. Now only things we hardly use are on top of the cabinets. You ever hear of pull-down shelves? I've read your edit and know you two have worked it out, but I think it's something worth investing in. 4 feet 10 inches and 6 feet 4 inches here. I've had that problem many times. The eventual solution is to lower the cabinets. I can't even start to reach the second shelf in my upper kitchen cabinets. I'm sure he'll stop doing it if you just grab him by the shoulders and tell him to stop it. Seems like a generally decent dude that let a joke go on too long. Simple solution. Explain that you cannot reach, and if he moves your stuff one more time you will keep asking him to reach your stuff for you. Then keep bugging him to get stuff down. It will get old fast. It sounds like it worked out for you. Yay. I did something like this accidentally once. I was helping a friend move and was asked to hang a couple of mirrors. I hung them about a foot too high, not thinking. I fixed it when told that the friend could only see out of the lower part of the mirror. Use the height to your benefit. My husband is also very tall and so he never looks at the top shelf in the fridge. I hide batches of brownies there and he'll never know. Just tell him you are really frustrated with where things are being put and if you two could work together to find a solution that works for the both of you. My fiancé and I had this same argument. We realized that I do majority of the cooking, so it is no big deal if he has to reach down to do something. Things he uses the most, I put it higher up. Things I use the most or cooking things are all on my level. I also have my own mini ladder for these situations also. Thankfully you worked it out. I was going to suggest you remove any shelf you can't reach. Hey, I'm taller than an adult for once. My sister is 5 feet 2 inches and her husband is 6 feet 8 inches. He has figured it out and is considerate for her and she is for him. If they have to hang something like a mirror that they will both use, they hold it up for each and find a happy medium. There are certain things that 8 specifically cater to each of them because she isn't going to be needing to get his lathe tools off the top shelf in the garage ever, and he's not going to be going through certain toiletries in the bathroom that only she uses.